This week on Use Your Words podcast, we talk about when is it appropriate to say no. We give Aaron a quick genetics lesson, and Josh shows us why he should never pursue a career as an actor. Stay tuned for this and more on this week's episode of Use Your Words podcast. Welcome to Use Your Words podcast, where every time we have a serious conversation, all three of us are always fully engaged and pay attention.
Summer.
And Josh is looking around like, what's going on?
I blinked out there for a second. Keep talking. I'll catch up.
You blinked out for a second. Great.
Were you just blinking out again, looking at the door?
No, I saw somebody walk past.
People do use the building besides us.
No, they don't. We're the only people supposed to be in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless Aaron has summoned something with that shirt he's wearing.
What's wrong with this shirt? What did the shirt do to you? What does it say, Josh? Can you read it?
As I lay dying,
There you go.
there's death. See, the person just walked past again.
Okay.
Hey, Aaron.
They can walk by as much as they want.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Aaron. I can't hear you.
What, Josh?
Can you lend me some money?
For what?
Get an Aston Martin.
No. If
What?
anyone's buying an Aston Martin, it's going to be me.
What?
Yep.
Who said you could say no?
I did, because that's too much money for me to waste on you.
Whoa.
I said it.
That's it? You said it?
I did. I said no.
Why'd you say no?
Because you're not ready to own an Aston Martin, Josh.
But
That's
why
too
did
much,
you?
Too much of
Why did you say no?
That's too much of a responsibility for you, and I love you.
Thank you, but why did you say no?
Because it's the loving thing to do.
But when is saying no?
The loving thing to do, Josh.
I figured out what he was doing right away. And I was like, I'm just going to let him roll with this and see how far he goes with this unrehearsed bit that he has.
And Aaron finished it for me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
When is saying no the loving thing to do? That is this week's episode.
When you put someone out of their misery on something that, they were trying to do and failed at. But sometimes it's just funny to watch them flail.
Is he referencing us?
No, not at all. But
Just you. Just kidding.
I was like, okay, they're going for a bit. Let them bit.
I'm like, Aaron. I didn't know where I was going with it at first. At first, I had the idea, and then I included Aaron, and I'm like, this is a bad example to start with it. And then when he was like, I'm like, it's too much for your handle. I love you. I'm like, perfect.
He knows. Oh,
Yeah.
I knew right away.
So, Aaron,
What?
before we get into the topic, I have to ask you a question.
No.
Well, I reject your no and substitute a yes.
Okay, what is it?
Because I'm saying no to your no in a loving manner.
My goodness.
Oh.
But no. Oh, no.
That's going to happen in society, though.
It's gonna be too many
One day
no's
you'll
and-
be able to substitute someone's answer for what you want to hear, and it'll be A-okay.
I'll just deep fake you into a yes.
Say C.
C.
Okay, that's it. We got his bank account information now. Boom.
Okay. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Wrong answer.
Right.
Wait, no. I will find out. Ready?
Oh, what? Oh, no.
It's heads, and Josh can attest to it.
No.
Yep. Wait. It's a weird looking head from an angle. It looks like a tree.
So does it look like a tail, actually?
No, it's a heads. It says heads.
He literally flipped the coin on his computer.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Like it literally flipped.
So you know what that means, Aaron.
Means I have a word of the week.
Here's Aaron's word of the week.
Aaron, this one,
Yes.
it has to deal with food.
Yes.
It's an adjective.
Okay.
The word is macrosomatic. MACROSMATIC. Let me rephrase it this way. It's good when it's related to food. It may not be a good thing. Well, no. If like let's say you have a young niece or nephew that's like 1 or 2, or no, like 6 months old, you would never say that when they fill their diaper that it's macrosomatic. Food, yes. Kid, no.
When they fill their diaper?
They poop. They fill their diaper. You would never say that that's
microsomatic.
macrosomatic. You would never say that that's macrosomatic. You would say, "Ooh, that pizza is macrosomatic." Or if you had a girlfriend, "Ooh, that perfume you had, that's macrosomatic."
Oh, I think I know what it is.
I mean, I have it. Macros. I mean, it's something on a big scale. It's somatic on the macro scale.
Is that your guess? It's somatic on the macro scale.
It's somatic on the macro scale. Shoot. Why can't I think of? Well, the only thing I feel like I have to think of is what does somatic mean? I don't even know what that means.
There's also a medical definition of this too. So if you give me either one, I will take it.
It's
macrosomatic. Yeah, maybe I'm saying it wrong here.
Macrosomatic.
Wow.
Macrosomatic.
Wow,
Macrosomatic.
That's definitely not how I said it.
Macrosomatic.
No.
Macrosomatic. Macrosomatic.
Say it with a dull, boring, flatline voice.
Macrosomatic.
No.
Anyways,
No, there's too much emotion.
Anyways, there's two definitions I'll accept.
But
the other definition would be like,
it's like smack in the face.
No,
delicious.
Dogs are these type of animals. They're macrosmatic animals.
Macrosomatic animals.
They're big and loving and adorable.
No, not all dogs are big. Have you seen Portos?
Yeah.
No.
He's lovable and adorable, but he's not big.
Very enjoyable on a big scale.
Remember, macrosomatic. You wouldn't say.
Macrosomatic.
No.
Macrosmatic.
Can't even pronounce his word.
So, anyways, here's what it is. For a dog, it means like having the sense or organs of smell highly developed.
So that's a highly developed pizza.
For food and that, having a good sense of smell.
Oh.
So that's why I said the adjective. You would never say like the 6-month-old's diaper, full diaper is
macrosomatic.
Yeah, exactly. You would say the pizza or your girlfriend's perfume or her hair or
macrosomatic, whatever it is.
That's what you would say that is.
Correct.
Or
but I don't have one, so I don't know that.
Fine, you could smell Josh's.
Smell my what?
Hair.
Oh.
Or perfume.
Yes.
Don't smile over there.
I'm done smiling. I'm saying no to your shenanigans.
But I say no to your no.
But that's not him.
So.
You haven't started.
Stop it.
So.
The topic of conversation. As Josh already alluded to with his little skit at the beginning, which I had no idea was happening until it happened. And then I kind of regretted letting it happen. I should have said no in the middle of it to be loving and kind. When is saying no the loving thing to do?
When is saying no the loving thing to do?
I don't know,
and
Johnson.
Are you selfish for saying no because you think it's the loving thing to do, but it's not the loving thing to do because you're more concerned about what you want to hear or see or do for yourself versus the other person? So is it the loving thing to do to say no at all?
First, let's define selfish.
Here we go again.
Oh, well, if you listen to episode 2 weeks ago from now.
I'm kidding about that.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
Are you?
Yes, I am, because we're not going to get into that conversation again.
Okay.
But
good.
That being said, you two, when is saying no the loving thing to do? And how? How can saying no be loving? How can saying no be the good thing?
When you're going to hurt yourself because you just aren't thinking straight. And then I'm like, no, don't do that.
But Aaron, I want to do a bench press of 220 pounds. I want to feel my muscles rip.
No, that'd be bad for you.
That's how you work out. That's how you get stronger.
No, you don't over stress yourself.
What if I'm not overstressing myself?
Well, then fine. Suck it up, buttercup. Get over your soreness.
But now you're not saying no.
No, because it's not that bad for you then.
But we're talking about saying no.
Okay. I'm saying no to this conversation.
Me too. Let's start that one over. When is saying no the good thing? And why would be saying no be something that is good?
Like,
because we're always told say yes or
nuh-uh.
Okay, I was always told say yes.
Really?
To help people in that.
Oh, well, I can probably should let you finish that.
What I usually hear young kids say a lot is no.
Yeah.
That's like one of the first words they'll sometimes hear is no.
It's because they're always doing the wrong thing, Josh.
They don't know. Yeah. So When is saying no a loving thing to do?
Well, I had a rough day today.
No.
I'm going to go to the bar and just drink myself.
Drink
to
yourself?
a happy place.
So are you like putting an IV in your arm and then drinking yourself?
Okay,
Because
Josh, I'm going to get the Josh swatter out.
do you have it?
No,
No.
but I will make
Where's
one
Amy?
quickly. There's a mic stand right there.
Oh,
I can
that's
use
not a
that.
swatter. That's a smasher.
Okay. So Aaron wants to go to the bar and drink his
My sorrows away.
drink himself silly
I would come
under
in,
the table.
Under the
under the
table?
table.
Haven't you ever heard that phrase?
No.
No.
Aaron, you can drink Josh under the table.
I don't want to.
Let's
You-
take that phrase back, please.
You know what?
Let's really take that phrase back.
No, you know what that means though, right?
No.
That means he could continue drinking and you would be under a table lying on the floor drunk.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. Still, it's a weird way to. Let's not repeat that phrase.
Amy could probably drink you under the table, Josh.
Oh my gosh, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a common phrase.
I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it till this day, right here.
You
Right
two
now.
are
1 minute ago.
sheltered.
We are sheltered.
Yes.
We don't drink under the table.
Anyways, go on.
I would come in and I would see Aaron drinking himself under the table, and I would join him.
You
No.
would.
No, he wouldn't be drinking. In order for someone to drink themselves under a table, there has to be two people.
Okay, so I would come, and we would drink under the table together. No, I'm just kidding.
One
No.
of you always loses. That's the point of the
Yes, so
So
phrase.
there's a point to this now.
There's a point to the phrase of drinking someone under the table.
I'm sorry, for some reason, I just want to be like difficult. I'm gonna reel myself in here.
Don't
I-
get high hopes, Paul.
I know. Anyways, so Aaron is sitting at a bar.
Yes.
He is on his, let's go with something extreme.
Fifth Jack and Coke, double
Uh,
Jack and Coke.
Okay,
That's
fifth
it?
double Jack and Coke.
Fifth.
That's it?
So you've had 10 shots.
Yeah. Again, that's it? Just kidding. All right.
You would be feeling it by now, Mr. Krabs. Yes, let's say he hasn't had anything to eat because he wants to feel it right away. You know, he's trying to drink his sorrows away for the day, so he's not going to eat.
Right.
He's going to want the hit as soon as possible. I come in and I see him and I say, "Hey, what's up, buddy?" He looks at me and goes, "My day was beep." And I'm going to go, "Whoa."
I'm good at bleeping.
And I'm going to sit there and go, "Hey, what's that?" And he's going to go, "It's triple Coke. and
Triple
one Jack."
Coke?
And I'm going
Oh
to,
my
"You mean triple Jack, one Coke?" He's like, "No." And I'm going to, "Let me try." I'm going to take it and I'm going to drink it for him. And he's going to look at the bartender and go, "Well, I need another one." And I'm going to go, "I'll take that." And he's going to say,
now
"What are
you're
you
gonna get drunk with me.
doing with my drink?" And I'm going to go, "Buddy, no."
Why was that loving?
But no.
Why was that the
Hey,
loving thing?
are you driving home? No, you're not.
So why was all that loving, Josh? Why was that whole bizarre scene?
I don't know why I acted it out. I really don't.
I would
Um,
like to know why you acted out too, but I'd also like to know why that's loving.
It's loving to deny you more immediate pleasures in that scenario because what you are trying to do is you are trying to hide pain by doing it in a way that could be costly, not only to yourself, but the people around you. If you decided to hop in your car, you could have killed somebody and yourself, as well as if you did not have a limit, nor did the bartender limit you, you could have almost drank yourself to death. I don't think it would have gone that far, but
No.
So what you're saying is it's loving to not let him do what makes him happy.
in this instance, yes. Yes.
So if you listened to another episode 2 weeks ago, that would sound really familiar.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing where where we have to redefine the word happiness again. But if you guys want to hear how we define it, go back 2 episodes and you can hear exactly how we define happiness.
Right.
But
Sure.
in this sense, it's not happiness, it's more of a pleasure. And so to deny him his immediate pleasure for the safety of those around him and himself is a loving thing to do because at this point he is not in a spot to make a logical decision for himself.
Okay. Is that the only instance in which it is good to tell someone no out of love?
There's definitely more instances, but at the same time, you also have to look the context of the situation that you're in. Which
I want to buy an Aston Martin.
no,
Why is that a good time to tell me no?
aha, here we go. Nose with Josh. You don't need to spend $72,000 on a car that was handcrafted by people.
I wish if
B,
it
yeah.
costed $70,000, I would have one right now.
How much does it cost again?
Like $250.
Used. We looked. Used was
I'm
72.
not buying a used Aston.
Okay, I'm sorry. You don't want to buy that. You want to spend more money. $250,000, which you probably don't have, and if you did have it, that would be the rest of your money to put in a car. Okay, now you also have to look at the fact that there's insurance too. How much insurance on a puppy like that? I have no idea. And plus, you don't have the income coming in to refill that slot.
Ouch.
Anyways, I would say no, because you'd be looking at something that is well outside your ability to
Afford?
Now, when you say affording, what is your definition of affording at that point? Is affording including maintenance, or is it the initial cost of the vehicle? Because if you include maintenance, then you also kind of have to include insurance
He
too.
shouldn't have had food.
I didn't have food. I had a brownie. It's not food.
There was something in that brownie.
There was. It was good. Panera does something. Anyways, so it wouldn't be logical, A, because you don't have a house yet. By not having a house and spending $250,000 on a car is kind of, let's be honest, dumb. So if you were to spend $250,000 on a car over a house, you pretty much have just kissed your house owning opportunities away, unless you have the money to come in to pay for the mortgage on a house. But if you're owning a car with that much, you are actually looking at paying a lot more on insurance, probably close to a house payment. I wouldn't be surprised. So at that point, you just have a lot of financial stuff that collide into itself. But
My question on this, is it your place to tell him no?
Paul.
Ooh.
On this one, on buying a car.
Is it your place to ask that question?
Yes.
Is it my place to say no?
I feel like
In this particular instance, I'm not talking about the drunk driving one where
No, that's-
you could
yeah.
cause immediate harm. I'm talking about where Johnson can make a stupid financial decision and cause his future harm.
Yes. I would say yes. As a friend, yes.
I would
As a non-friend, no, because I don't necessarily know everything that's going on with him in his life. But as a close friend, I know where he kind of stands financially, and I know where he stands logically, and I know
I
he
hope
likes
he
to
missed
buy
that.
shiny things.
I don't know what I would say for that. I would say you can make a strong suggestion, but if it really came down to the wire, I was like, if you really are going to be that stupid to buy it, do it. See what happens, and then you'll learn the hard way.
I have to agree with Aaron on this one. You can make that strong suggestion in the argument of no.
Mhm.
Because this isn't...
I mean, ultimately, it's going to be his decision
right,
whether or not to listen.
Because this isn't he could potentially kill someone situation.
He could put himself in debt for the rest of his life.
Yes, he could
Yeah.
do that. And hopefully he will then learn from his stupidity.
And then I'll sell it and hopefully try and regain.
Maybe a quarter of it.
That's
Yeah.
if it did not get totaled.
Yeah.
So
So there's a difference here in these two scenarios that we got. One scenario A, drunk Aaron, is Aaron can cause immediate damage to himself, to others' property, his property.
yes, that's bad.
Scenario B, Aaron could
Just
empty his investment account and make stupid financial decisions
Yeah.
and go wee
I'm in an Aston Martin.
down the road for like a mile and then go, well, this is just a car now. It's boring. And be like, whoops, that was a bad
That was
choice
a bad
of money.
decision.
So you got two different extreme scenarios here.
Yes.
What are some other scenarios in which you may have to end up saying no?
Oh,
Well,
I know.
besides the whole, okay, go.
when the nephews are always over, hey, can we play Xbox? Can we play Nintendo?
Why are you telling him no?
Why?
Yeah.
Listen to his reason.
Because they've already been on it all day.
How do you know?
Because they've been at the house all day. And they've already played past their time that they're supposed to have. So, do I just be like, okay, yeah, since you're with Uncle Aaron and Uncle Aaron wants to be cool, I'll let you keep playing even though you're disobeying your mom's and dad's request.
Why would they ask you to play it if they're already been playing it?
Because they want...
Were you ever a kid?
Yeah. Or are you just a boring person all your life?
Because kids tend to go, ooh, rules don't apply to me. Let me ask anyway.
But if they're already playing it, why do they need to re-ask to play it?
Because they ran out of their allotted time.
So then they stop playing for a bit and they're like, oh. Or
Aaron's
even if
playing.
it's just watching me play it. oh, can we watch you play a game?
It's funny when
No.
Joshua goes, I want to watch you guys play.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he's so
well,
adamant on watching us play a game. I was like, no, because you just want to see it.
Yeah. So in that case, you're not wanting them to break the rules that have been established by
Correct.
their parental figures.
I want them to learn how to obey mom and dad.
Just know
Obey
when you
their
become
parental units.
when you become a grandpa.
Sounds awful.
When you become the grandpa, then you get
I'm
to
not
go
gonna
against the parental rules.
I'm not going to become a grandpa.
That's what he says now.
Yeah.
Grandparent to 50.
Oh my goodness.
Say he doesn't realize that.
I mean, if he has 10 children, that's only, 5 each.
Who knows? They could all just want to adopt the world.
Yeah. I just love the expression on his face.
You better get a good job to buy those Christmas.
I'm not going to be able to.
Those 10 kids will come after Josh's triplets.
Oh my. Yeah. No. No. Yes to him, but no to me. I'm going to pick and select my future.
The day that you find,
I will so laugh when Josh says, we're having triplets.
I will cry because Amy will not be able to do that.
Oh, she'll be able to do it.
She
They'll
could
just be a
do
little
it.
preemie.
That or
That or
Oh, no, they will have to be preemie at that point with her body size.
yeah.
that or I'll be dead.
Why would you be dead?
She's going to be so pissed off at him.
She gonna make you a seahorse?
Yes.
There's actually a movie
You
called that.
take
But
it.
anyways, when is another time to say no? What are other reasonable?
Oh, if we go out to eat sometime and I just see a delicious food challenge in front of me, and I want to devour that food challenge and stuff my gut till it don't want to take any more in. Josh, what are you gonna say?
There's $100 there, and I'll sneak a patty or two for you.
What?
In other words, he's gonna encourage you to do it.
Okay, well, you know what? Never mind.
No, I wouldn't. I haven't in the past. Remember the last time we went to NBC, Walkie Burger Company?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I could do the challenge right now. And I'm like,
Oh, I
Aaron,
know. I was tempted. I wanted to try it.
well, you
but
had
I had-
already tried it. You were looking at doing it again the last time we went.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a lot of food in my stomach that time.
You're like, I'm really hungry. And I'm like, Aaron, I say that too. And then I get through a normal meal and I'm like, I'm full.
Okay,
And that's like 3 meals.
so just joking around. Aaron's gonna say that, right? Let's change the scenario a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Aaron's older. Aaron or me? We're both, either
My
one of us
dad.
older. Your dad. Okay. An older. Let's just
Yeah.
say an older person that you're friends with. They have had a heart attack in the past, and they go to Milwaukee Burger Company. They're supposed to only eat salads, but they want a burger. We're not talking the challenge.
No,
We're
just
talking
a burger.
A
Like, that
cheeseburger with
sucks.
bacon.
That sucks.
That
I would
actually is a
hate
thing.
to say no to that.
What do you mean? That's
if you were
the
in a
thing?
bad enough health,
No,
You
like
can't have a burger?
my dad couldn't for months
Why?
if your health is that bad,
because they didn't want any damage potentially to the grafts because they had to do like bypasses and that. So they
You'll
had
have
to
to
take
explain that later to me. I don't get how that impacts your ability to eat a burger.
because they had to take veins and that from his legs, graft them into his heart. So while the grafts were still healing, where they sutured together a bypass in his heart, they didn't want possibility for any cholesterol and fats and all that to potentially clog up. Because while it's still healing, the stuff could it's not a smooth surface, so stuff can cling to that area where it's healing up a lot easier.
and then clog.
Yeah.
And a burger would cause it to clot.
Well,
Of course.
Well, not just one burger, but like if they don't go follow the diet,
Yeah.
it's not saying, oh, you had one burger in like the 6 months, you're now going to die.
It's over.
But if it's like the person goes out with Aaron and has a burger, and then they go out with Josh and has a burger, goes out with me and has a burger.
If it's regular, it's
Yeah.
not good.
If they're not sticking to what they need to do to, per doctor's orders.
So it'd be an, oh,
Well, it wouldn't be an immediate thing. It might still take a little while, but I mean,
Could be.
yeah.
Well, would that be loving of you to say no, Aaron? Maybe you just have a salad or something, or whoever it is that's gonna.
well, I'd say you'd be the devil if you took him to the heart attack cafe. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wheel him out on a wheelchair for eating a salad. Now that's just embarrassing. But no, that's when you would have to say no because you're looking out for someone else's well-being, physical well-being at that point. What about this one? Aaron and I got a souped-up Mustang. Aaron's got a souped-up Cutlass, black road, freshly paved, black road, nobody out there. Paul is in Aaron's car and says, dude, don't do this. You just put this car back together. Don't do this. Is that a good time or a bad time to say no, Aaron?
I'm going to have fun.
I text message Jared.
No. Okay.
Meet down at the end of this road and you'll have 2 prizes waiting for you.
You'll have 2 tickets to give away.
And they're going to be at least 6 points each.
Oh. And the Mustang would probably break down. It's okay. But I don't know. That's a terrible example because you, Jason, John, and I all drag raced on County G before.
No, remember, Josh said he only sped once.
Oh, Wait, was that the one time when he did like 100 over on the Ducati? Was that the one time he did 24 over in his Camaro? Was that the one time?
That was the 24 over in the Camaro,
Mm-hmm.
I think. To be honest, that one day that we dragged on G, that Camaro did not get anywhere, I'll be honest with you.
No, but you still sped.
I still sped maybe 10 over.
No.
I didn't get up that high.
Yeah.
That thing barely wanted to launch off the line that day. It did.
Okay. Anyways, Josh's
bad
lack of
influences.
memory on speeding aside. Yes.
Okay. I'll remind you of everything later.
These various examples, what is the commonality between the ones where you do say, where it's like, yeah, tell them no to their face, and the ones where it's like, you can advise them no? What's the
I would even
commonality?
say-
It's the severity of the outcome.
But how do you classify the severity of the outcome then?
Death?
Is
or
that it?
Not death.
Or not death?
Well,
So there's
For-
no gray
at
area?
least paying attention, following parents' rules. That's not death related.
No. Oh, wait, and I did say no would be saying good in that one.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Respect. So that one would be just being obedient and showing respect.
Yeah.
So obviously the big one, well, a big one where you should always say no is, or be able to say no, is for that whole drunk scenario where it's like if my life and or others' lives could be at stake,
Yeah.
you should intervene and stop whatever it is.
So what's kind of, again, that common thread between all of them? Any ideas?
The impact it, I don't know, impact it has, but all of them could have an impact to a degree on you and
Yep.
other people. I don't know. What do you see?
Josh,
I'm not
do you
saying.
have anything that you see as a common thread?
A common thread is physical harm to
Again,
one's
The video game
parents.
is not physical harm.
him telling his nephews no.
Oh, you're asking. I thought you were generally asking me when is a good time to say no.
No, I'm
no,
saying
in
in
these
these scenarios, what's that common thread that's kind of binding them all together?
Rules. Laws.
Is it always good to follow all the laws and all
Why
the
not?
rules?
Why not?
What if it's an unjust government?
Okay, Paul. Okay, Paul. So what would an unjust law be in an unjust government? I'll tell you if I'd say no.
Motorcycle riders are to be executed on spot.
I guess good thing I'm looking at possibly selling mine.
What? At that point, the military would be using motorcycles everywhere. A lot of third world countries use motorcycles to get
Yeah,
places.
but military is allowed. Just civilians
Just
aren't.
civilians.
then
we're
what
not allowed.
civilian would be stupid enough to hop on a motorcycle if that's the case?
I would be.
You got civilians stupid enough to break every rule out there, so
yes.
don't.
You'd have to try and convince me not to ride a motorcycle at
Yeah.
that point.
Again, that branches into a life, death, physical harm scenario. So I'd say a no is a good time to say when it's a life, death, physical harm. Now,
But-
suggestive or not, a no is still a suggestive course. Okay, right? I can tell you no, but my reaction to your response will define the outcome of the scenario. So if you tell your nephews no and they don't listen to you, you can shut the Xbox off, right? That's your reaction to their response of your statement.
I'm intervening at that point and
'Kay.
making them
Now,
not do it.
if I come up and I ask you if you're going to be driving home and you're drunk and you say, no, I could choose to trust you or I could choose to react to that response and intervene and take your keys from you.
Yeah, you could.
At that point, it's one of those, Aston Martin thing. I can sit there and I can tell you no, and you can leave, and I could somehow be able to get your credit card before you leave. Okay? I'm just saying, I can intervene.
Why is he paying for his credit card?
No, it's gonna always be a suggestive. No is always gonna be a suggestive thing until there is an intervening action done.
Okay.
So if Paul says, "I don't want you to say something, Josh, on the air," and I say it,
I edited it out.
You edit it out.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell him no.
Okay, so he told me no, not to say something. I can choose to say it or not, because what he was saying is no. No is technically always a suggestive thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Wear your seatbelt. No, there's a reason why you should wear your seatbelt. Now I'm acting as if I'm the person in response saying no to a thing.
So how are you about to make me wear my seatbelt?
You get pulled over.
How many times have I've never been pulled over for not having a seatbelt on.
Well, I guess the cops aren't looking for you.
Oh, now they are.
Did you text Jared?
Watch, he's sitting right outside church.
I'll wear my seatbelt.
Okay.
But
because you can't force anybody with the word no.
No.
You can force somebody with the intervening action. Parents. Okay. Aaron,
but
I want you home by 11. No. You come home at 12. Your TV and your computer aren't in your room anymore.
Oh, no.
You could have easily said okay and come home at 11. And at that point, the no would have been a directive. It wouldn't have been a suggestion.
Now, me saying no to my parents would not have been a loving thing to do regardless.
Yeah, because that's they're your parental units that are over you.
I don't like that.
I know, that's why I say it. So here's the common thread I see between all of this here. From the drunk Johnson to the expensive car Johnson to...
I love how Johnson's a picture of this.
The Johnson telling no to his nephews, to the Josh eating the burger at the burger bar when he just had a heart attack, to all that.
What is it?
I'm going to die. Might as well die with a big, juicy burger.
The common thread amongst all this is it's kind of like a meta thread. So it is the respect for authority. Again, we can talk about the unjust government thing, okay, in a second. But it's that respect for authority. That's against the law to drink and drive. Now, where it doesn't come to authority is the car thing, okay? It comes back to authority with your nephews. That's respecting their parents' authority. With Josh at the burger bar, that's respecting the doctor's authority in this matter, which in this matter, they are in authority only in this circumstance. They're not in authority of Josh, what shows he watches, but in the authority of his health, that's respecting that. Now, where it comes back to the car, where that thread kind of falls back in with that respect there, is the fact that it's not an authority respect, it's a respect of that friendship and advice from someone that's trusted. So in a few of those, it's that respect. So it ultimately comes back down to that respect. Does the person you're hearing no from, have they earned and do they deserve that respect to speak into your life like that? Because if they're telling you no, there's probably a reason why. It's the same as if, okay, using Josh as an example, this is not correct. This is not true. Josh is single and he texts Aaron, hey, I just got a date with this girl tonight. He's like, could you bring me over a pack of condoms?
Psych, boy.
And Aaron, nope. And Aaron, yeah, exactly. Aaron goes, no, I'm not doing that for you. Now, that's not a respect of authority thing because he has no authority over you technically.
Nope.
But it comes back like the car thing where it's the respect of that friendship, that interpersonal relationship. And from there, there's some, I wouldn't say authority, but what Johnson may do is point you back, at least for Christians, back to the authority of Christ and the Bible and say, look at this. This is what you also need to respect.
But he never asked what I'd be using the condoms for.
Are you going to blow some balloons?
Are you going to make balloon animals? Because I doubt that.
I didn't think so.
I was preparing dinner, and I sliced all my fingers. So I needed
never eating anything that he makes again.
There am I.
There's different kind of things for that.
They're called Band-Aids.
Yeah.
But you and I both know somebody who sliced open her finger.
It wasn't an actual condom.
It wasn't? Oh.
No.
I always thought it was.
No, it wasn't an actual.
Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
They call it a finger condom, but it's not an actual condom.
Oh,
It just sort of looks like one.
it sort of looks like one, not one, but is one.
Oh boy. So,
yeah,
anyway,
so
not
yes,
buying any.
ultimately what it comes down to is the respect of someone to be able to speak into or have authority over whatever that functionality of your life is. Now,
I
for Christians, that's a little bit, this is weird to say, for Christians, that's a little bit easier because, well, we're supposed to submit all authority to Christ.
Correct.
And, well, there's already some stuff about that in there. So, it's a little bit easier, because obviously if Aaron tells Josh, no, don't do this, you idiot, hopefully Josh doesn't interpret that as, ooh, I should get her pregnant. Hopefully not.
You know what? Honestly, I bought you a bag of condoms. I'm about to poke a hole in every single one of them.
Don't admit to that
I'd be in
because
trouble.
you could get in trouble legally.
Oh, frick. Okay. Glad you said that.
And then all of a sudden, Aaron is paying all the child support.
No. I'm just never going to do that in general now. Okay.
But again, that's not reality because Josh is about to get married next year.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Get your own.
At that point, if he messages you on his honeymoon at the hotel, it's
Can you
like,
give me some?
at that point, I hope you say yes.
I'm still gonna say no and say get your own.
No, let him have happy fun times with his
Oh
wife.
my goodness.
And then I respond with,
Fine, maybe.
have fun finding a new room then.
I paid for my own room, boy. How are you gonna take my room away from me?
Couldn't make it back to our room.
How are you gonna get in my room?
There's 2 cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have both of them.
You think?
You already made your hotel reservations for your honeymoon?
No.
No,
Uh,
you didn't.
I was like, man, that's actually organized. I'm impressed.
That's what. No.
Sorry, Aaron, no more room sharing for you.
Yeah, I don't want to share rooms. I don't want to keep them up all night.
No, Aaron, no.
What? No, my snore. What? What? Where did this go?
I don't know.
Bad Aaron.
I'm thinking of my snoring. Because Amy's like, it sounds like a freaking freight train. And I was just like, should have. So now I always want to sleep in my own room alone now.
Anyways,
Aaron's got sleep apnea.
Sure. Yeah, probably.
you might. You have to get tested for that.
I'm
But
not doing it.
yeah.
Yeah, and Brett said if you get tested for it,
Well, let's see here.
insurance pays for it, and you have probably the best sleep you'll ever have after you get a CPAP machine.
After you sleep for a night, hooked up to a bunch of wires in a strange room.
I don't think they
So
do
I'm
it.
not going to sleep.
Do they
well.
still do it overnight, or
Yeah.
is it during the day still?
No,
Okay.
it's overnight still. It's an overnight sleep study.
I'm going to respectfully say no.
And you go to bed when they tell you to.
But I can't fall asleep on command.
Well, at least you get a dark room when they tell you to.
Oh no.
Aaron,
Then I'd get
lights
scared.
out.
I'd be scared. I'd get so spooked.
No, Aaron. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
No.
What do you
Then
mean?
the
I
mice
wouldn't?
come out from the corners.
I hope I would have some serious complaints if that was
Okay. No.
going on. But yeah, I mean, shoot.
Aaron, I have a
Yes.
question for you.
Yeah.
And Josh, the same question goes for you too.
What is it?
Have you ever been told no? And have you not liked it? And it
Yep.
doesn't have to be a direct no. It may be no in context, but it's a no.
Oh yeah. Oh
and,
yeah.
And how'd you respond to it?
Oh, it depends. Younger, probably rebelled, at least for some. Now I might get a little upset about it, maybe. But then I'd at least think about it depends on what I'm being told no about. Like if it's I want to take my motorcycle on a long motorcycle trip. My mom's like, no, I don't think you should do that. I'd be like, Mom, it'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, it's gonna be dangerous. I heard there's gonna be weather. Mom, I got a rain suit. It'll be fine. No.
Oh, by weather, you mean rain. Gotcha. I was like, there's always weather. It could be sunny. It could be cloudy. It could
Okay,
be-
so no, yeah, normally, for everybody, when you hear that there's gonna be weather, it's not gonna be good.
Okay, gotcha. Now I'm on the same page because I'm like, There's always weather. That's why there's a weather channel.
Oops. But so like yeah, but then I mean I might get irritated, but then I'll think, okay, maybe it's probably the best thing not to do it, and then I won't do it. But it depends. I guess yeah, all on the situation.
Now you don't have to say what it was, but anything like semi-serious that you were ever like either family or a friend or someone said, Aaron, no, don't do this.
I don't know. I feel like there definitely should be, but I can't think of one off the top of my mind. I don't know. Josh, what about you? I'll have to think about this a little bit.
What's the question again?
Oh my goodness.
So should I replay
We
the intro?
always pay attention to the podcast.
Yeah.
We're always listening to each other at the podcast.
What was that again? I blinked out for a second.
Has there been anything in your life when you've been told no and you didn't like it? And how did you react to it?
And then also, and I said you don't have to give the example.
Yeah.
But
was it serious?
Was there ever like because like Aaron gave the weather one,
Yeah.
the rain one for his bike and his mom. That's not like Aaron's going to die level. Well, maybe because he's already had 2 bike accidents. But was there anything serious as well that you ever got told no to? You don't have to say what it is, obviously.
Serious? Serious wise, no, nothing serious. But I have had answers, things said no to, and I definitely don't like it. More so when I was a kid.
Okay,
I just didn't. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything serious.
And again, it doesn't have to be the direct words no. It could be something that maybe you're trying to do something. Someone's like, maybe you should reconsider this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
Nothing stands out to me right now.
Johnson, did something come up in your mind?
No.
I could think of something.
Of course you can. Oh, well,
Are you thinking about on our way to Milwaukee?
there's Idiot Day or Madison.
Well, Idiot
Yeah.
Day, there really wasn't a...
No, you couldn't really say no. It was just like, it was more of
It was more of,
how to handle going from
yeah,
there.
it was more of a, okay, you messed up, and
Yeah.
you know what, to be honest, guess what? All of us are going to mess up.
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. Or was it just having more nights like Madison night?
No, it wasn't
I'm
that.
trying to think. I don't
But
remember.
I found out about Madison while we were having this conversation,
What the heck?
the October conversation.
And yeah,
Because how did that start?
I was dropping out of like the church band and
And in my own way, in not so many small words, I said no,
of me getting out of it.
or just said,
Oh.
at least just like dropping.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I
Again,
see that.
that one wasn't you were physically going to
No.
get injured.
No.
That was more of a, all right, listen, you say you're a Christian. Let's back up here for a second, and now obviously Madison stuff came out from that conversation, but
yeah.
it wasn't here, let me bash Aaron over the head with this thing.
You know what you got to do.
This was all right, let's have a conversation.
Yes.
And not so many small words said
True. Okay.
no.
That does make sense.
So
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah.
So yeah, on the more serious side, but it wasn't like I'm telling you no because otherwise you're gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Death is upon you.
could have gotten poisoned or something like that. But
Yeah. Thankfully, I loved a toilet that night.
we'll leave it at that. Yes, you did. And Josh liked to boot.
Never mind. I'm not going to say it.
I have some boots on my car if that'll make you happy.
No. I was moving towards Aaron. I'll say it anyways. Let's say
Okay.
Aaron responded well to my commands.
No, you didn't. No, I didn't. I don't remember that much of it. No, I didn't. That was all John.
Come here, boy.
That was
Come here.
John.
I did that too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I only remember John. He's the only man on my sites.
And
We all know that's a lie.
Okay.
Everyone knows that Josh is the only man for you.
What? And then there's Nico, and then there's Lucas, and then, oops, did that come out? Oh no.
Do I need to bleep that name?
Ooh, which one?
no, he was.
Or are
oops
you
the
trying to
truth.
make? Are you trying to make Josh jealous?
Oh, I'm making Josh jealous.
Paul?
Did you see the look in
Can I
his
have that
eyes?
number?
No.
Okay.
Can I have that number?
No.
Which number?
You know, that number to deal with issues.
I don't know. This whole saying no, being loving.
Let me ask this question. How easy is it to tell someone no?
Not easy.
Why?
Depending on the situation.
Why isn't it easy?
I don't know. One, I think.
Emperor, be prepared with your answer.
Yeah, do you remember the question?
Or is it not as easy to say no?
Why is it not?
Why is it not as easy to say no?
Why is it
Why
not
is
easy to
say
tell
no?
someone no?
But I would say, again, like, okay, let's say I have a friend, I'm out with a friend, they're stupid drunk, and they're going to obviously try and drive home or whatever. That would be easier to say no, because that's got severe consequences if something happens. So it'd be easier to say no in that regard. Now, are they probably going to be annoying and fight you if they're very proud and whatever? Yeah. Okay. But I guarantee you in the morning, they probably won't remember it.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they'll feel like an idiot once they found out what happened. But like, geez, I'm trying to think of a different scenario. But if it's not like, what would be another scenario? A scenario where it'd be hard to say no to someone. But I guess like depending for whatever that scenario may be, it's for one, I guess maybe it's like the person you're saying no to is like, maybe it's like, so I was like, what, do you not like trust me or anything? Or do you not think I'm capable of doing whatever it is? And then I guess, so just like being honest with that person, be like, no, you can't do this. Then it's like, oh, well, that kind of puts them in place. And I guess I'd be afraid to make them feel bad, but it's like, I just don't want anything bad to happen to you kind of thing. That for me would be one reason it would be hard to say no. I don't want them to feel bad or just, I guess, not good at something.
Okay.
Or I don't obviously want them to ruin their life in any way, but they think they're too good to do that and they don't see the possibility of them ruining something. And I'm like, no, I do see that, so don't do it. And they're like, yeah. And then I guess there is a potential of hurting a friendship, which is never fun, but they come and go.
All right.
There's somewhat of an answer, I suppose. Josh, you're up.
So when would be a hard time to say no?
Or no, why would it be a hard time? Why would it be hard to say no? Or why is it hard to say no?
When?
Not when. Why?
When?
Why?
It's the same as why.
Okay, I'm going home.
Because when you're referring to as a context of time. Okay. So why would be hard to say no? Okay. It would be hard to say no to somebody who, let's say, is putting a lot of effort and energy into something that they shouldn't be. And by saying no, you are helping to bring reality into their thinking that all this energy and time that they put into something is now a waste. What they've been making their life about is now a waste. That'd be a hard time to say no.
So you don't want to break their dreams or...
Don't want to break their dreams. If you don't know Jesus, then you try to fill that void. You try to find something to identify with. And if you are identifying with something that is either negative or maybe it's not going to get you anywhere, for somebody to tell you no, that's like hearing that everything you've been thinking about, you've been crazy for, is all for nothing. So that to me would be a hard time saying no. Otherwise, saying no, I don't think it's really a hard thing, besides the fact that somebody might fear it could ruin a friendship, depending on how that friend responds to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then at a point, is that person even really a friend? So I can see those being the two areas where it'd be hard saying no.
Okay. Let me ask this, and then I'll answer all this myself. But before I answer, and you do not have to say the situation because that might be embarrassing for certain people. Did either one of you ever have to tell someone no on something, and how was that for you? And how did the other person receive said knowing? Is that a right phrase? Knowing to tell someone no?
Yeah.
Well, I'll use one example where it wasn't a bad thing at all. You okay?
Yeah.
I talk about Madison?
Yeah, I don't care.
So after Madison, did we stop at JK's place on our way out, or?
Not that time, I don't think.
Because I remember we had done Madison and we were finding stuff, and then we went to JK's place.
Yeah, that was definitely, I think that was another time.
And I remember talking to you and I'm going to say the name, I remember him saying he was wanting to throw a rager and stuff like that. And, we were both ecstatic about it. But I remember watching your reaction as we walked out of this place. I could tell that you weren't on the same page as me. And I remember speaking to you later, and you never directly told me no, but the way that your body told me no. And the way that you really told me no is when you're like, I opened up to Paul. And to me, that was a thing of, hey,
I
Josh.
know what this is. I remember now.
It's the whole drinking thing.
The drinking with is this with the video games and the recording?
Yeah.
Recording because you thought you'd be cool being drunk playing video games.
That'd be funny.
But it's I got coworkers that think it's cool to do that every single weekend, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but you don't think you're cool enough to put that on YouTube.
but anywho, you never verbally told me no, but everything about you after that point, especially when you said you opened up to Paul, was a complete no. And it was a no to me, not in a sense of what we had done was wrong, but at the same time, it was a no to me in a sense that it was, this is not who we are. This is not what we should be doing. And this is something you just need to walk away from. And so since then, I have never gotten drunk again. So,
Just kidding.
that night at the hotel now, Mr. Johnson. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Wait.
I don't know. I'm just making up something.
Okay. I wasn't.
So that was one time that you, in a sense, indirectly said no, and it was a good thing, and I was fine. Like I said, you never told me no, but indirectly you told me no, and I was okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sad. I wasn't upset. I was like, that's right. Aaron's being a better person than I am right now. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of something else. I think another time, there were some guys at school, and I was never directly close with them. They wanted to do something, but wasn't.
I don't know.
And they wanted to do something, and I just wasn't on the same page as them. And I told them no. And it was weird because when I told them no, they kind of disowned me the rest of the night. I think this was in middle school time. It wasn't anything crazy. I just remember having that reaction of, like, I'm being disowned by everybody because I didn't want to go along with something. So that's that. Otherwise, I'm trying to think of other times that I've said no and there have been complications.
Not really. Okay.
I say no. I mean, generally, when I say no to something, there's why you say no or this or that or there's no big fallout really. The enforcer is good for this. I'll have these ideas and these thoughts, and I'll kind of go on small tangents, because my brain. Okay, guys, for the new listeners, all right.
The new listener.
And I'll get caught up in these thoughts, and you know how I was with the Camaro. I was obsessed when I hit the Camaro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether or not that was me trying to fill a void or not, it was probably that. I was trying to fill a void, and that was what I was identifying with at the time in my life. Well, since then, I get caught up in these little train thought processes. So, make a game, or how can I make a game, or because it's just kind of that thing that I'm just kind of like into at that time. And I'll have these bigger ideas, and I've told the enforcer I like to dream. And I like to tell her about my ideas, my thoughts for the future and stuff like that. The big grandiose, 30 years from now, maybe we could have this, maybe we could have that. And generally, she comes out and says, no, Josh. And I'm
Enforcer, this is why we love you.
And I'm like, but I'm just talking. She's like, I know, but no. And I'm like, well, it just doesn't make sense, honey. I mean, I'm just telling you what I'm thinking. She's like, I know. And at half the time, okay, I'll be honest, and she knows this, I get upset with her. But it's not because she doesn't want to hear me. She doesn't want me to get too carried away into the thought process. But at the same time, I tell her, that's why I talk to her about it, to release those thoughts, to let her know what I'm thinking.
So she can just say, stop thinking it now.
Yes.
So what you're saying is she's telling you no to keep you emotionally and mentally grounded, stable, and healthy.
Sounds pretty nice. Wait, what?
Yeah, that's what I'm
She's
I'm
telling
past that.
she's telling you no to keep you emotionally and mentally healthy, stable, and grounded.
Now you sound Like you're making me sound like I'm some
Well,
mentally ill person.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're like this crazy person needs to be in a white room with
She
padded
just
walls.
she doesn't want me to get too carried away in
Ex-
thoughts that aren't really
Exactly. She wants you to.
present.
She wants to keep you grounded in what the reality is. Whether that's a far off dream or something. And down to earth. And like, hey, she's the realist and the pessimist of you two.
I guess you could say that. I mean, I wouldn't say grounded. It's weird because sometimes she lets me talk about it, and other times she's like, "Okay, no." So that's where I said it's like half the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and by the end of the conversation, we're fine with each other.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just one of those things. Now, whether or not it's something she would really wants to hear about at the time, and she just tells me to no, so I shut up or what.
That's a whole other conversation.
Paul, you got me coughing.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, I mean, that's really, now that I think about it, the only time that there's ever really a conflicting issue when there's a no. But, yeah. Aaron?
There was one time for whatever reason, specifically came to mind. I was out, stopped at a couple bars with a few friends. Whew. And when we were as we were getting done with the one bar, I was like, yeah, I'm going to head home. And it's like, got a lot going on tomorrow, so I just want to get well rested for that. I just remember receiving so much crap for not continuing to go out. And then hopefully in the hopes of getting me hammered or whatever, I was like, nope, I'm going home. And so as I'm walking to my car, granted, they're, 9 out of 10 drunk. So they're just like upset and yelling. And then, I get home another time later, talk to them, and it's like none of it ever happened. But I remember one time, it's just like, it was weird.
I've had a few times where coworkers have asked me to come out, and I know because of certain ones that go, their goal is to get Josh the Christian boy drunk.
Messed up.
And I've always had to decline it, and they all end up going, "Oh, Josh, come on!" And they're trying to get me your girl, your girl will want if you're gone, because they also think that you should be living with your significant other before marriage. And so every single time that they bring it up, I have to go, no, we're not living together, we're not living together, we're not living together. But they always forget that. So they haven't asked me recently, and that's partly because I'm not really anywhere near the showroom. It's the salesmen that usually have asked me to go out drinking. But, I've declined it, and they've always been like, oh, come on, don't be the party pooper and stuff like that. But it's just because I know that if I'm in a setting where there are people who want me to go down a direction that I don't want to go, I am more likely to go down that way. And so to keep myself from getting in trouble, I just completely deny their request completely. But
Yeah.
So I can attest to what you're talking about there. And I know Paul can attest to that too.
Yeah, many a times. But after the second time, my coworkers actually stopped. Yeah. They respected that, and they're like, no, okay. Will you at least come out with us? And, because we used to go out on every Friday, basically. They're like, would you at least come out and have a drink? I was like, yeah. And on the rare occasions where I had more than one, they're like, why are you having more than one? Like, they were actually like, wait, what's going on? Why are you having more than one? And so, no, they were very good about that. I didn't have many issues with my coworkers trying to get me drunk. We would play dice games or whatever, and once in a while I would play and have a shot with them, and then sometimes I would play and maybe give the shot away or something. So I didn't necessarily always partake of said winnings. Unless I had to pay, then I would pay. Then I would have to have my shot because I'm like, I'm paying for this.
I'm paying for it. I'm taking it.
I'm taking it. That happens. But saying no is particularly hard when you have to do it to family.
I have not had to
Not my
experience that.
nephews.
Well, yeah, you had the nephews,
That's pretty easy.
and I got, some aunts,
Yeah, you
uncles,
have.
cousins that I've had to say, no. And it's not because what they were doing was illegal or anything like that. So, before any of my cousins are like, are they talking about X? No, I'm not talking about X. Not talking about that. I won't. But they were dumb things where they either A, could hurt themselves, or B, how do I put this? Who cares if it's politically correct or not? They were basically like making a mockery of marriage. So I was like, you know what? No, not going, not attending, not going to be there to give you said gift or anything. I got a lot of flack for that one. That was fun. That was entertaining. And I was just like, no, that I can't support this, so I'm not going to go for it. And I've been asked, because one of my cousins is one. I don't know. There might be more than one. One of my cousins, at least, is gay. I lost count of the track of the number but anyways. And they're like, well, would you go to their wedding? I'm like, yeah, I probably would. But, would I be like, oh, look, here, let me find you a boyfriend? No,
Right.
I would not be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So some interesting back and forth with the family dynamics and all that. So telling them no, because here's this is going to sound arrogant, but I'm going to try it anyway. Because I'm not trying to be arrogant, but how this is going to come about is going to sound arrogant. So let's see if this makes sense. As someone who believes in Christ and who is a Christian, I'm not perfect. I'll freely admit that. B, my knowledge of Scripture is not perfect. It's getting better all the time, but it's not perfect. But sometimes saying no is a loving thing because you're choosing not to engage in said activity that is maybe harmful for a person as well. If I know Aaron, let's say Aaron was back to underage. He was 20. Almost 21, but 20. Still not the legal drinking age in Wisconsin. And his car was busted, and he needed a ride. And he called me and said, hey, would you take me to blah, blah, blah? And we're going to drink there. I'd have to say no. Now, he's almost 21. Most people are going to be like, who cares? He's almost 21. He's blah, 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 blah. But A, I know it's against the law. B, I know that as a Christian, we're supposed to follow the law. So if you're espousing to be a Christian, should be following the law of the land. So I'm going to say no. Now, that's just a minor inconvenience. You can extrapolate that out to other things. That's why I don't find my cousin a boyfriend, because I know what the Bible says about marriage in that. That can extrapolate out to a bunch of other things as well. Now, does that mean I have to be rude about it? No. In fact, I should not be rude. But does that mean I say no when I'm asked to maybe participate or help in the activity? Yes. Yes to the no. Don't say no to the yes, say yes to the no.
Sure.
So Aaron's like, what the heck just happened there? Is your brain okay, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where I come at that from.
Makes sense.
Does it? Does it really?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so.
No, it doesn't.
At the moment. No, it
No.
don't make sense.
Yes, it does.
No,
No, what?
such a pushover,
No, you're not.
That's right. Maybe I'm not.
Aaron, do you have anything final to say
uh,
on no's? And no, the nose does not know.
the nose does know. Man, yeah, thinking about having to say no to family is scary. I think the one thing I'm like terrified for is when I have to tell Dad he can't ride a motorcycle anymore. Whenever that day comes.
Well, think about poor Josh. He'll have to start telling his triplets no in 2 years' time.
No, you can't watch that movie for the 10th time. No, I'm not going to buy this movie for you. I'm just going to keep renting it. Renting it.
But yeah, telling family no is never easy,
No,
especially aging parents.
I know.
And
It's
hopefully,
terrifying.
you never have to have the experience where one of your parents starts getting like dementia or something and they forget who and where they are.
Well, I mean, my dad's dad had it, so.
And they forget who you are.
Yep.
And then they want to go walk out into the street naked. And you're like, no, Dad, put some clothes on.
You need to.
But I can feel the breeze.
But I can feel the breeze. I'll get you a fan.
Are you going to fan him?
No, I'll put a fan on for him.
You got to get one of those big ones to where they're like, is it like 4 feet in diameter? Those shop fans, put that right in front of him so his hair is just always blowing in the wind.
So he feels like he's in a hurricane?
No, they're not
Yes.
that powerful.
I like
Okay.
hurricanes.
Oh, well, that would be. That would be funny. No offense, but that would be funny to see your dad sit in a chair, you know, pull up a fan, and it's a hurricane fan. So you just get it to go faster and faster, but you have the chair in the middle of the room, so you start to see his chair slide back and back, and then you just crank it up and you go, poof.
Oh my gosh. You'd be
Josh, no.
done. You're not taking care of my dad.
Or you do the nice
Or
thing
my
and you
mom.
put a parachute on the back, so as the fan goes, it inflates the parachute. So he doesn't go flying back, but he lifts up and then he lands down when the air disappears.
Keep all these ideas for your triplets.
Yes.
Oh,
They'll be easy.
if they're anything like me, I'm in trouble.
See,
Well, I mean, they're 50% you as far as you know. So
If they're
let's have him and have Amy.
well, no, the phrasing, as far as you know. I was like, what?
uh-huh,
Because like it could be more percentage Amy versus Josh,
uh-huh.
right?
Do you know how genetics work?
It's that whole like
He's saying personality traits.
thing.
Well, personality traits, yes. Genetically, though, 50-50.
I thought that all depended on who's the dominance and stuff.
Well, no, that's like
That's
your
a whole-
personality traits in that. But genetic, yes. Because
Well,
half the
That's not
DNA
what I was taught.
half the DNA strand comes from the mother, half the DNA strand comes from the father. They merge, then the
The
they,
weak ones get
well, no. So then you have your dominant and your recessive.
traits
yes.
and genes,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that's how you get the looks and stuff.
Yeah.
But genetically speaking, you are 50% of the mom, 50% of the dad.
Oh,
But
okay.
how
Yeah.
you look differentiates
Yeah.
based on what each one
I
brings
was
to the
doing
table.
a decapitated, amputated thing.
Yeah.
again.
So
But your personality, I don't think they have a way to be able to predict that.
they're saying that that's some genetic related, but that's
Okay.
for another thing. But yes, you get half of your genes from your
So,
parent,
yeah.
from each
So
parent.
it will be.
That's what I was like, what are you talking about?
It
At
will
least
be 50%.
Oh,
as
they're
far as you
saying,
know.
see, the issue I have is if Paul predicts my future and ruins my, I wouldn't say ruins, but makes it very difficult because he's predicted it. If it is 50-50, okay, personality-wise, let me tell you what I would do.
I hope
would
they're
sit
identical
there.
triplets.
I would sit there on a windy day. I would take a tarp and I would try to get the air to fill up the tarp, trying to get myself in the air
Why?
because I wanted to be in the air. I was young. I see people do it all the time.
Oh, I see. Your children would do that. I thought you said you were going to do that.
I know I've done that. I've tried to do that, okay, on a windy day. So if I have triplets that are trying to do that and they're as stubborn as Amy, I'm going to have a very hard time getting the word no across to them.
Oh, now he's getting it.
I got it from day one. I was just thinking about how crazy I got in my backyard with the different things I tried to do.
Identical triplet boys.
Jim, Jaden, John, ah!
He already has their names.
Jim, James, and John.
Aaron, Aaron, and Aaron.
Gosh.
I would actually pay you to name all three kids that.
Oh,
How
no.
much we talking?
You would take money for that.
$1,000
too.
a kid.
Oh my gosh. Don't say yes to that.
Aaron, Arod,
No,
No. It's
it has to be Aaron.
Aaron, and Aaron.
Yeah, it has to be those.
Okay.
Then you could just
Rid-
call them A1, A2, A3.
A1 steak sauce, baby.
And anyways, any final thoughts, Josh?
I got
No.
none. That's a wrap for me on this one.
You don't have any more thoughts on your triplets?
He said no.
Nope.
He has finally come to the conclusion that he will have his triplets.
I'm telling you, Paul, if I have triplets,
A month in a couple days, or a year and a couple days after marriage. Not a month. That'd be bad. A year or 9 months.
9 months.
Wow, I said a year. 9 months.
I hope it's a year. At least. At least.
Okay.
You hope it's a year now. Okay.
At least.
that's
No,
Not
better.
9 months.
No, 9 months in a day.
No, Paul.
9 months
stop
in a
it.
day.
Paul, stop it.
Just like Community used to say 6 seasons in a movie, I say 9 months in a day.
Yep, that's it. I'm offended. I need a safe space. I need to rip Paul of his ability to have free speech. That's it. I'm done.
Nope, you don't get to do that.
I do.
Josh,
No.
look at me. No. Now, that being said, do go to Stitcher, iTunes, and Spotify and leave a review. Do go to Facebook and Twitter and interact. Do send us an email at uywords@gmail.com. Do share this with friends and family. Do tell Aaron that his hair is pretty today.
Okay, yeah, sure. Why not?
And do send in 3 names for Josh for his triplets.
Yes. Please.
Yes, do all that. And also, do have a good week.